Ladies and gentlemen, future first ballot Hall of Famer, a member of the Bull Ring of Honor, ladies and gentlemen, J.J. Watt. JJ, owner of Burnley as well and Espanyol. The soccer team's absolutely crushing it. How come the Texans aren't calling it the Bull Ring of Honor? How come? I saw there's an announcement, there's another member going in, a fourth member going in, I believe, this weekend. It just said Ring of Honor. I thought for sure, this must have been a Mandela effect. I thought it was called the Bull Ring of Honor.
It's not?
No, it's just a Ring of Honor.
Come on.
That's a miss.
Yeah. So
I mean, you have certainly taken that bull by the horns and led it around the track. So it's got a second nickname for sure.
No, I thought that was the
official title.
Yeah, I thought that's what it was. And then I saw the logo and the photo, and it's like, oh, it's not that.
No,
It's just,
but we did welcome Miss Janice McNair. Sweet, sweet soul, one of the best women ever. So she is now up there, and rightfully so. She's the best.
So there's 4 of you now in the Bull Ring of Honor. Are you guys going to play euchre? Is the crew going to get together and maybe play little cards against each other?
I don't know. I'm there this weekend. I'm very excited. I got a Houston game this weekend, so I'm really, really looking forward to that, and really, really hoping we can get some offensive production going. That would be a plus.
Yeah, that would be a plus for an offense to maybe not turn the ball over and do what they've been doing all season, especially in a game where maybe it's a homecoming for one particular squad. And let's go back to the game that you called this past weekend as opposed to the one that you're going to talk about this upcoming weekend, which we'll certainly dive into. C.J. Stroud, that's a big hit. And obviously did not look good at all, but we'll dive into that later. Let's talk about Colts Steelers. You're obviously calling it. Your brother has huge play after huge play. The defense, very dominant. Obviously, a special teams turnover as well. This Colts offense didn't look the same as it always has looked. Jonathan Taylor was never really able to get going, and it's because the Steelers defense was so damn stingy. Your takeaway from the game is this is the Steelers team that everybody kind of thought they could be coming into the season, and has the defense kind of flipped the switch on, or is it just against the Colts when the 2005 team's in the building, and that's the only time they're going to be good all season? What are your thoughts as you watch the game from inside?
I got a lot of thoughts. First of all, I'm going to go ahead and say that my prediction from last week of they just couldn't win in those ugly throwback uniforms, maybe that was true. They put their regulars back on and they play good again. The 2005 team being in attendance, certainly you don't want to embarrass yourselves in front of that group. You got Dick LeBeau and all just the legends there. So the defense wanted to come out and play good, I'm sure. But it was just all week long, they had talked about simplifying their defense. In our meetings and everything, they said they wanted to simplify it and just play fast. And I do think that the Colts may have abandoned the run a little bit early, partially because the Steelers were playing the run very well. But the Colts offense we've seen all year is efficient. It is on schedule. They stay ahead of the sticks. They get tons of yardage on first down, creating short seconds, short third downs. And they just weren't really in that. The first drive of the game, they go out there and score a touchdown. But then the game got a little weird. They had that muffed punt. They had, obviously, the interceptions, the forced fumble by TJ. That was really kind of in the stadium, the turning point. You could feel the momentum change. But, 6 takeaways in the game is a ton. That Steelers defense really did have a good day. And people are always looking for a reason to doubt the Colts. You know this. You're a part of it. We were talking to Zaire Franklin about it, and he was like, yeah, they always move the goalposts. It was, we hadn't beaten anybody. Then it was we hadn't beaten anybody outside. Then it wasn't on grass. And so this is kind of one of those first ones where, was it because it was outside on grass? Who knows? But looking for them to get back on track in Berlin.
It wasn't because of the grass. Okay, the boys are just fine going into a mutter if they have to. Okay, they just had an off game, and the ball was going, obviously, a different direction than it had all season. We liked that happened as a fan. Yeah, let's get it out of the way. Okay, let's get it out of the way. We're still 7-2, still leading everything. But 6 turnovers, you assume, and you only lose by 7. Hey, almost had it at the end. Appreciate you shouting out the old onside kick. I appreciate the love.
The last onside kick. Didn't realize that it's been that long since an onside kick. That speaks to how we got to fix this onside kick thing, man. There's got to be at least some sort of chance here.
So since he just got one against the Bears, but I think that was because it was a shorter kick and the Bears end up hitting it with the foot. But I think there's some protections on the guy. But yeah, you guys showing this one was really cool, really sweet. Because I completely forget about that one, to be honest. Yeah, just bend it over a guy's back. Don't worry about it. Bend it like Beckham. I don't even. To be honest, when you showed it, I had not thought of that particular kick ever. Really, since retirement, because there's so many more. The one against Houston.
I thought for sure it was going to be ours. I thought for sure it was ours.
Yeah, we had a good time. Yeah, okay. So we need to stop showing this. I mean, that's a nasty ball. No, I mean, that is an absolutely.
You can't tell me that you thought that was getting recovered. You cannot tell me that you thought that was getting recovered.
No, but it did dance exactly how I wanted it to. I mean, it did exactly what I wanted it to do. I mean, I bent that son of a bitch. I mean, that
you gave it a chance. You gave your cover team a chance to get it.
And that thing was dancing. That thing's dancing like a top. That guy's scared to death. This thing's coming at me sideways. So, I don't know what to do. And he tries to fall because he thinks it's going to take a quick thing because it's oblong. Yeah, right, brother. Bend it like Beckham, who just got knighted, I think, yesterday. Around it. Boom. Let me hit a go route. Hey, brother, run a go route. I'm going to send this thing to you on the other side. Yeah, I need to like that one more. Completely out of memory. Had no idea that even happened until you guys showed it. So you kind of breaking news.
Hands guy who's responsible to fucking try to read the bounce. That is very, very nerve-wracking.
See, a lot of mine were surprised, though. And the onside kick now has kind of gone away from that completely. It's just kind of, to your point, Jage, it has kind of just become over. Yeah, this one.
Come on.
Yeah, this one was cool. This one was cool, Jage.
You don't need to go to the well this many times.
Yeah, listen, I didn't know Foxy was going to be doing this. I didn't know we had all of them back there, but I do appreciate the fact that I'm going down glory days. Were you guys even on the field? That's what people were wondering, And the reason why it was wide open is because we had hit a surprise onside kick to the right earlier in the year, and then we hit one to the left earlier in the year. So Houston Texans were like, well, if we go on the right and the left, this guy can't do shit. They completely forgot about the middle of the field. Now, I'm not saying that's a bad idea because no kicker really thinks that they're safe when they do that kick. So, as I'm kicking that, I think, I'm going to get my spine fractured here, because I'm going to go down on this, and this is going to become boom, boom, boom. So as I'm doing that, I'm literally laying. You see me if you saw my face, it's like a ready for full. Oh no, I might not be able to walk out of here. I mean, who knows? Nobody touches me. I mean, they weren't even close.
Nobody.
I mean, what a perfect situation. I mean,
Hell yeah.
Tell the CBS people that I very much appreciate them showing me do something good as opposed to something bad, which is normally the case in this entire situation. I would like to let you guys know you called a good game, too. I thought you called a very, very good game. All right, let's talk about some other shit going on around the league. Go ahead, AJ.
JJ, I know it's most important on the top of your list what you want to talk about. Is it true that you may clone yourself and possibly your brothers with this whole situation with Tom Brady cloning his dog, I believe?
Come on.
It's a great question, AJ.
Come on.
It took me
You said
a second to
we
see
had
where
to
we
pivot
were
away
going
from the
with that.
Steelers.
Yeah, I thought we were going to do football still, but hey, Tom Brady's the greatest football player of all time.
That's
so
right.
Might be back.
Certainly topical.
There's a lot of dog talk in the analyst world. I'm just going to keep my dogs on my Instagram story, and that's going to be about the end of it. They're not.
Hold on, no.
What?
Did we know that I could clone Valerie, my dog, who's a pit bull Shar-Pei dog, who I absolutely love. Now, I don't know if they're just going to be able to pick up her mentality and mindset from being a street dog and sheltered dog and everything like that. I don't know if you're going to be able to clone that. But if Valerie can just be 2 years old again, just sleeping at the floor of the bed, it's like, hold on, I got the same dog. Oh, she's got a different attitude now. It's like, okay, yeah. I mean, Valerie's going through a different stage, and then I just got Valerie for the next 50 years. Is that what's happening now? That's what Tom Brady told me.
Is Chuck the big one? Is Chuck the hefty fella?
They won't let you clone him.
You could clone him.
I mean, you try to.
Can we clone him?
His legs have so much on them.
Okay.
I mean, give him a break, okay?
The Ottoman. Can we clone the Ottoman and just shrink it?
Okay. The Ottoman is
Give him
Chuck,
stronger legs.
and he has an incredible stature, I will tell you.
Yeah?
He stands there strong and fat, but he's very tough to move, and he's stubborn. Actually, if I could clone Chuck and get a better mindset, which is possible, I guess, maybe I do that.
Another shot from the beginning.
Yeah, and maybe we did get him on Doggy Zempic from day one because we know what's in his blood.
Yeah, exactly.
We know he can become super fatso. The cloning
When
of
you clone him, it's starting back at the start, right? It's just like a baby Chuck all over again.
Yeah, here's Chuck.
I had the same question. I don't know if that's
God, man, that's unfair.
Well, and I'm the only one that didn't have a leash on, because he's too fat for the leash that they gave us. So he ran though. Look at him, his little legs.
Damn near won.
If it was skiing, he would have won.
Yeah.
Dude, that is not.
Chuck's awesome.
Okay, we're not thinking about cloning Chuck anyways. Chuck's got a long life ahead. Valerie, though, certainly on her final
Long life.
days here. And as soon as,
AJ, I feel like you've looked into this before.
To clone animals or to clone humans? What are you talking about?
All of it. I think you've looked into all of it.
No, I saw the movie Multiplicity. It doesn't always work out. There's always going to be some defects when you do that.
Good call.
what
So
about
I don't
the dog,
think that's
though?
a smart thing.
What about the dog?
So-
If you could bring back Carl, my old German Shepherd, I would do it. If he had Carl's mindset, that's what I need. That mindset.
I don't think they can clone the mindset, JJ. I don't think they can do that. I don't know. Tom would
Well,
know
that's
better than
up
us.
to you. Parenting, nature versus nurture. Maybe it's you that put the mindset in him.
I don't want to give me that much credit for Valerie, for sure. I don't know about Carl. Maybe my wife kind of said.
Carl was Carl.
Yeah, he was. Hey, rest in peace to Carl. Carl was a hell of a dog. Tom Brady doing this, though, does add to the thing about, like, man, these super duper duper rich people just do sweet stuff all the time. Found out he can clone his dog. Yeah, give me her. And you asked, is it a baby dog? Is it
Well, yeah, I think JJ asked it as well. I don't know if it's a dumb question. When you clone it, is it just do you pick the
Thank
age?
you for asking, because I'm
Is it
with you, dude.
is it like
I
a
was
surrogate
do we-
situation?
Does it come back? Yeah, does it come back as start from scratch, or are we starting from like what do we do?
Start
what
from
we doing?
scratch.
I mean, and
Starting
I
from
just,
Petri dish.
I just
I
want to
don't
be on the
think it just
record.
appears.
I think it's fucking weird. And I thought I was in the majority, but apparently I'm not after the show. I'm not a big pet guy, so maybe that's what it is. But it was more people on the. Oh, maybe if
I'm
I
with
can
you.
have
No,
so,
but
hold on.
what was the consensus though? It was the same thing. It was, hey, if I can clone Murph and he is the exact same dog as
Want
he
it.
is right now, I'll take him. If I get a knockoff version and he's not acting like him, I'll kick that dog in the stomach as hard as I can because that's not the dog I want. I want my dog.
Don't kick your dog in his stomach.
Well, but this,
Timu Murph.
Someone adopt him.
well, that's what I'm saying. This thing's a monster. He's created by science. He's not a dog. He's not my
Put him
dog.
down.
Listen, Tom Brady, enjoy your dog, dude. Okay, I don't think any of us are going to clone our dogs, but
It's $50K too.
You got
Are
to
you just
also.
calling it the same name? Like, do you just go like same
Definitely.
name and just pretend?
definitely. It's like the Uga situation. This is Valerie 2. This is Valerie 3. You know, just like the Buffalo, Ralphie.
Ralphie.
They got that figured out. Have you seen the newest one?
He's got spunk.
A lot of spunk.
Yeah.
Have you heard why the new Ralphie was introduced, Jage?
No, but I do remember our Buffalo Bison talk. We did have that.
Okay, so what happened was Ralphie 5, I think is which one it was, middle of career, prime. Okay, they thought they had at least 3-4 more years of Ralphie kind of giving it a go out there. And Ralphie just said, nope, I'm not doing it anymore. They brought
Andrew Luck.
He's brought up some hard times right there for the Colts. Why'd you do that, Jage? I'm talking about Ralphie 6 coming in and saving the day. And that's what Danny Dimes is. That's what Danny Dimes is.
Maybe Danny Dimes is Ralphie 6.
Danny Dimes is Ralphie 6. That is 100% true.
I don't know. Things aren't going very well out in Colorado. So
No, but Ralphie's killing it. Have you seen this Bison run? It runs.
it does. It does. You're exactly right. But like Colorado and Wisconsin might be a pick 'em right now.
Okay, so let's talk about Wisconsin.
All right.
You own
All
Burnley
right.
and Espanyol.
All right.
Why don't you own the Wisconsin football team? I see Willie Compton giving speeches and donating his time and everything over there in Nebraska. You're both
there.
red. You're both in the middle of America. You're potentially competing for the same type of players. Feels like you got to step up and maybe sell one of those soccer teams so you can invest directly into Luke Fickell's pockets in that team. Have you thought about that?
We need to play better. Yes, we do. Significantly.
Why don't you go give a speech?
I did. Didn't work.
Oh no.
I'm so sorry.
Right.
Let's move along. Let's definitely move along. D-Bud has a question for you.
Hey, I know it's a lot of travel right now. You sound a little backed up. I mean, I know you kind of take. I kind of take you as
Thank you for
a
acknowledging it.
homeopathic guy, not the big farm guy. So get your sleep, get your rest, hydrate. But back to the
Also,
NFL.
there's some drugs you could take.
No. He take. This is raw dog.
Let me hear
He
both
raw dog.
sides. D-Butt, what should I do? And Pat, what should I do?
Sleep, hydrate, and eat right. You already exercise, so that's all you need.
I
I'm
think
sure
you-
AJ agrees.
And for me, you just call somebody that's in the super duper world and say, hey, these are my feelings right now. And they'll say, you got it. We're sending 2 IVs to you with the nurse in about 14 minutes. And then you'll say, we're going to give you this. And then you're going to have that thing out of you in about 72 hours. I would never do that because I don't like getting pricked. But I do believe that is what you super duper owners of soccer teams can do in this entire thing. We're pulling for you. And you only got to beat it one time, remember, throughout the season. And then you're on to the other side. Go ahead, D-Bud.
But back to the NFL, big news yesterday with all the trades. On the other side of it, Cowboys, Jets, Colts, Seahawks, who actually came out to be my winner, in my opinion, with the trade deadline. Who's your winner as we sit here about 24 hours later?
I'm with you. I mean, the Seahawks are a wagon, dude. Like I think the West Coast kind of loses. I think there's true football fans and deep football fans obviously know it, but they're putting something together out there. And then you go ahead and you add Shaheed to it. That's Sam Darnold's playing unbelievable football. That whole West Coast right now with the Rams and everybody, like there is some very good ball going on out there. I mean, the Colts make a massive swing, but also pay a massive price for it.
Yeah.
So you come in and we were talking about it during the game. Like, were they going to look at a Trey Hendrickson edge rusher type? Are they going to look on the back end? You get Sauce out there and you get Mooney back. All of a sudden, like, where are you throwing the ball on that defense?
That's what we're talking
So it's the Colts clearly also putting Danny Dimes in a very nice spot when it comes to negotiations in the offseason if he decides to take that stance, because you're basically all in at the moment and saying that this is going to be your guy.
Yeah, and we have to figure out where that money's coming from, because I think Jonathan Taylor, if we know anything about how his business goes, he's going to want to be paid as well. Mm-hmm. So we got to pay Danny Dimes, we got to pay Jonathan Taylor. We've paid a lot of people on this team, and they're going all in, and they showcased it even more yesterday, and we're all incredibly pumped about it. Let's talk about trade deadline a little bit for you. Go ahead, Con Man.
Yeah, Jage, something just to consider with Brady as well. You ever want to win a divorce, bring back your kid's dog growing up. That might help. When you're looking at the trade deadline.
Not a bad play.
Good call.
Yeah,
Exactly. Oh, you want to go to your mom's house? Well, guess who's here? The dog that you grew up with that was dead.
Ta-da!
It's back. But JJ, with the trade deadline, have you ever kind of gone through that process where your agent was letting you know, like, hey, there's a chance you might get dealt here today? Or were you always just kind of, hey, that doesn't even matter, I don't even think about that up until the day unless your agent reaches out to you?
The only time it ever happened was my last year in Houston, where it was at least like somewhat where I was like, should I be listening here? Should I be paying attention? Because we were obviously going through some stuff there, and there was some organizational stuff. There was just a whole lot going on, and I didn't even know at that point. It's really interesting because your agent and everybody can tell you, like, no, don't worry, you're not going anywhere, nothing's going on, but you still see all the stuff on the internet, and you also realize that 99% of it is all bullshit. But I won't lie and say you don't think about it, and you start to look and you're like, all right, so if they did do that, how is this going to work? Where am I going to go? Like, it's a really interesting thing between that and then free agency, and I hadn't been through that at any point in my career, and it's wild to put yourself in situations and know, like, I could be living in a completely different place with a completely different life.
And then he moved to Arizona, and become a mega golfer. You see, he was out there he's got those hockey stick golf clubs. Mm-hmm. Became a valuable member of the community over there. Him and AQ used to actually sweep the streets at night.
Yep, that's right. Picking up
garbage and then make sure that.
Congrats on I haven't talked to you since. Congrats on the skeleton coming back. That's fantastic.
Big day. That was a big day. That was a big day in the Shipley household.
Thanks for calling attention to that, Jage. I think you mentioning it might have been the thing that made those frat boys say, oh, J.J. Watt wants us. Now, that only happened because the Houston Texans said, Jage, get the hell out of our building, please. And that was whenever Nuke was happening. That's a tough realization for some people. We talked about Trent Richardson whenever he came out and said, whenever he was traded away from Cleveland to Indianapolis, it was the moment where he was like, oh, this is business. He thought it was kind of like a shattering moment to hear that a team doesn't want you anymore. I think players experience that at the end of their careers as well. Like, sometimes guys who've been the greatest for a long time are finally told by a team for the first time, like, hey, we don't want you. And there's like a jaded feel. It doesn't feel like any of the guys nowadays feel like that. Like, Sauce came out and was like, hey, it's just business. You got to do what you got to do. I wonder if that's because the NIL era, where these guys have been around money for so long, it's like, hey, business is everything almost. You know what I mean, Jage?
Yeah, I think the business side of things has certainly become much more understood by everybody involved. I also think we've talked about it before, like the old school mentality of, like, this is my team. This is, like, I live and die and bleed for this team. It's a lot different with even fans, like with fantasy football and with the ability to watch all the games. You see people from a certain city who in the past, I only support this team, I don't support anybody else. Now we're in an era where you're supporting all different people. Sometimes it's just players, and because they're on your fantasy team, or just because you like them, or maybe they got traded away. So It's the whole jersey swap thing. It's a little bit of everything. Like it's just not quite as like tribal as it used to be.
Aaron Rodgers jersey, Hockamiley.
Yeah, big time.
Hockamiley. Everybody's going up there.
Who got it? Did somebody get it?
I'm not sure. I am not sure. Somebody did though. And the thing that I like is obviously the Colts #1 team in the NFL still, and they're humble enough to understand, one of the legends out there.
Did I see is Sauce getting #1 from Downs?
Downs is going Downs to Business alongside his brother. His podcast, actually, Downs to Business podcast. And he and Caleb will both be wearing the #2. Caleb currently at Ohio State, maybe the best football player in college football as a whole. And Josh, superstar for us. Obviously, Danny Dimes and he have done some magical things together. He moves to #2 because they're Downs to Business. Yeah. And then Sauce.
I didn't even know you could do that in the middle of the season.
Me neither, especially with like the jersey thing, because anytime guys want to change numbers, they're always like, well, you got to pay back the amount of money that jerseys have already been made. That's always something.
I'd assume Sauce probably footed that bill for him.
Yeah, I'd assume after getting paid. Like, hey, this is kind of how this whole thing goes. Downs to Business, though, being their podcast that has just launched, and them both wearing a #2, and him coming out here saying too slippery, too sweet, to everything. It's too neat. Like, that is I think that is a very good move. Yeah. I like what they're doing. And also, the culture in the locker room is great. You see that immediately from before him even stepping foot in there. Yeah, you're cool, dude. Let's keep it moving. Let's roll. It's no worries.
Let's talk about Walter Nolan and Calais Campbell, the youngest defensive lineman and the oldest defensive lineman. Calais gets 2 sacks. Walter Nolan makes his debut, a sack, 2 TFLs, played great. What did you see from him?
I love it, man. I mean, the Cardinals, we talked about this earlier in the year. Like, they lost those crazy close games in quick succession, and their season would be looking completely different. And as a guy who still has a bunch of friends on the team and in the building, like, I'm sitting there like, damn, it would be so much fun to watch these guys having success. And then Calais, obviously, dominating at the age of whatever the hell he is. He's just still so damn good. Obviously, interesting moves there at the quarterback position and everything that's going on. And then Marvin's dad comes out and rips the offense. Then Marvin has a great game. And it's like, wow, maybe we should rip the offense earlier if that's what it's going to look like at this point. But I don't know. It's tough. I know what it's like down there in Arizona. I want them to be good so badly, and it would have been awesome if those one-score games had gone the other way and we were sitting there looking at a different story.
Jacoby, the quarterback, obviously incredible leader and ability to navigate through the offense, and they have a lot of faith in him as well, as they should. Huge Monday Night Football win. Marvin Harrison Jr. said he was pumped up to be a focal point of the offense.
Jay, obviously, on that note, the Cowboys brought in Logan Wilson and Quinnen Williams, especially Quinnen Williams. What does he bring to a team when you have a big dude like that is that dynamic in the middle? Like, he can help a lot. I don't think people understand what kind of impact a big dude like that can have on a defense.
Yeah, it sounds like they could have used a Monday night from what everybody's saying. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, Quinnen Williams is a guy. Like, I love Quinnen Williams' game. I mean, it's like he can play the run, he can play the pass. I mean, you look at the Jets and you're like, all right, so you trade these 2 stellar young pieces that you have in hopes of drafting more stellar young pieces. Like, I'm not 100% sure. Yes, it's a huge haul, and yes, they got a bunch of great stuff, but Quinnen's great. Do I know if he's going to fix that Dallas defense? No, I don't know that, but he's certainly going to make it significantly better. The guy's a damn good football player, and when you have somebody that can plug up the run like that in the middle and rush the passer, it makes your entire defense better. So, good for them. Now, if you compare, I know there's been that side-by-side done with the Micah Parsons trade and everything that's been done with the picks and everything with it. I mean, Micah Parsons is still Micah Parsons.
Yes, he certainly is. And money time Micah is going to show up in a big way for the Green Bay Packers, we think, late in the year, which will obviously pay off the entire trade and then some. Here's some Hembo stats about maybe Quinnen helping. Jerry Jones on trading Micah Parsons. We need to be able to stop the run. Okay, he's here, there. We tied. Most run stop wins as a D tackle this season. Quinnen Williams, 61 of them. There you go, Jage. That's all you need to see. Okay.
Stat.
He's Hembo's dropping a stat. Most run stops by D tackle, Quinnen Williams. Period. That's all you need to know. So
most run stop wins, not most run. Those aren't tackles. What exactly are those?
Well, he's eating up,
Yeah. Like
ball.
bending your gap.
Most run stop wins. I mean, wouldn't it have to be a win for you to stop the run? How do you have a run stop loss?
Here's
Can't
the
stop it if
explanation,
you
please.
lost.
A defender can earn a win by doing any of the following: beating his blocker so he's in better position to stop the run, disrupt.
Oh, dude. Yeah.
What are you swimming out of the egg?
Yeah, flight.
Disrupting the pocket or running lane by pushing his blocker backward. Okay. Containing the runner such that he must adjust his running lane. Okay. Or
Jake's gotta pay attention.
recording a tackle within 3 yards of the line of scrimmage. That's a run-stop win. And guess who has the most of them? Dallas Cowboys, Quinnen Williams.
Wow.
James, P-Bud,
These people
you sneezed,
that
I
just
think?
make up new things like this is. Like I've seen there's
You should see the EPA on these run-stop wins.
Yeah,
And the grades
sign up
on the
for our
trays.
website, please. Yeah.
Seth Walter says that, do we know who that guy is?
Is that a real guy?
He's a graph man. That's the only thing we know. The guy just makes graphs.
No.
A lot of them.
Is that what he does? Because he gave the Colts a D and the Jets an A.
If it's not coming from Bill Barnwell, then you don't need to worry about what it says.
Thank you, Ty.
Yeah, exactly.
Gump's a big Bill Barnwell guy.
Guy knows ball.
It sounds
Guy knows ball.
I did not expect Gump from the back saying, whoa. Bill Barnwell will tell us the truth in this entire thing. Jage, how's Burnley? How's Espanyol?
We're doing good. Espanyol suffered a loss midweek.
No!
We're doing good. We're in 6th right now. Burnley's got West Ham coming up this weekend. And Espanyol, we got Villarreal.
Villarreal, good squad.
Yeah, so it'll be good. But Burnley West Ham will be a great one. And Espanyol is another shot. Life is good.
Yeah, it is good. Wisconsin's going to
We're
get
out of the relegation zone. We don't need to go there. Burnley's out of the relegation zone. Espanyol's in 6th. That's good.
Burnley's out of relegation. We're going to stay up with the big. Okay, Burnley. Let's
Tough
go.
schedule to start the season. You guys been playing well.
Gumpy, what are your thoughts on Espanyol maybe
Gumpy.
going on a run after taking on Villarreal this weekend?
They should. Villarreal's playing midweek, so you could get them a little bit tired, rotating some changes. Espanyol bounces back this weekend. Got to beat West Ham if you're Burnley. West Ham's struggling.
Is Burnley still parking it or not parking it? I forget what their problem was. They would have the lead and then they wouldn't park it, and then the other team would just blow right through them.
I tell you what, I'm not shitting you. This Burnley team's playing some good footy.
Really?
Thank you,
They are
you.
much better than when they were up in the Prem the last time around.
Okay, how about Espanyol? What do we think of Espanyol? Obviously, they were like 3rd in all of the Spanish Super
La Liga.
League. Yep, there it is,
Yeah.
La Liga. Are they still up there? What style of play do they have, and are they exciting?
They're very impressive to watch. They're top 6. Hopefully, maybe Champions League or Europa League for JJ's boys.
Champions League?
Yeah, we got the boys rolling over there in Spain, man. We got Pere Mila. We're living good. We're living good in Barcelona right now.
You've never been a part of Champions League, obviously. That has to be massive for ownership if you get in the Champions League, I would assume.
Yeah, I mean, obviously that is the ultimate goal, to be playing European football, and everything that comes with it. So
He just saw dollar
much
signs.
money.
He just saw dollar signs. Look at that face.
well, you got to be real careful, because that's when people get in trouble. You make it, and then you're like, oh my gosh, you got all this cash, throw it back in, and then you got to be. The business side of this has been really, really fun and
Put that
a
in
lot.
your bank account.
Yeah, that's what it sounded like.
No,
The Pittsburgh
you
Pirates
don't.
ownership.
No, you don't put it. You do it smart so that you can sustain yourself. We've seen teams go and play in Champions League ball and get relegated. Like you got to be really
A
smart.
lot more
with how you
games
build
during the
this thing.
week. Your team can get thinned out, get banged up. Like, you got to build depth in your squad to play in those competitions.
Yeah, you got to make sure you're not just pocketing and looking at the bottom line, Jage. Okay?
Yeah, trust me. You know, there ain't no pocketing anything going on over here. It's expensive as shit to run these teams.
You're the best. You're the absolute greatest. Hope you have success in that as you have in everything else in your life. You're the man, ladies and gentlemen. And you're this
Thank you,
weekend in
guys.
Houston. You're in Houston.
Yeah, we got Houston versus Jaguars, who are hot on the Colts' tail, 5-3. Colts
7-2.
7-2. But if Berlin slips, if Jags, I mean, who knows? Who knows what's happening in this AFC South? It got real interesting after that Pittsburgh game.
Well, and Cam Little's hitting 68-yard field goals. And
How about that?
they're trading for
about that?
wide receivers that everybody wants. I mean, Jacksonville is a whole different team than they were. And Houston appeared as if they were going to be on a different trajectory there for a couple weeks.
Yeah.
C.J. Stroud gets hurt, kind of changed that conversation, I guess, huh? That's kind of everybody's just
Yeah,
out on the Texans all of a sudden.
I mean, it's tough, man. The Texans defense right now is literally playing like a historic defense in the NFL. Number one in total yards, number one in total points. Like, they're doing everything possible. It's just they've had 10 attempts to score from inside the 2-yard line this year, and they've scored on 0 of them. 10 times inside the 2-yard line, scored 0.
That's heartbreaking.
You have to be able to put the ball in the end zone, man.
That's heartbreaking.
Yeah, but that's what's going on there. The defense is playing phenomenal, so I'm really looking forward to seeing that. And if you wouldn't mind letting the Jaguars fans know, because they saw the announcer pairing come out, and they were not happy that I was calling the Texans game, and they think it's going to be a one-sided fest. So if you wouldn't mind calming them down, because they're in my mentions already.
I said here earlier, listening to you call the massive TJ Watt success
that.
and Steelers game against the Colts, I didn't think you were. There was one time you said "we" very ecstatically, and I was like, okay, I'm going to red zone. Scott Hansen's getting my ears going forward. But that was at the very end. That was at the very end, because then you said,
well, I said "we" about us. When you kicked the onside against us, I said "we." And Ian had to remind me that I have to tell people that I played for the Texans. He was like, when you say "we," you mean, I said the Texans.
Oh, yeah, because you went to Arizona. We talked about that. But on that note, I think you do a very good job at calling it. You got moxie in there, brother. It is entertaining listening to you kind of go about doing your thing. And the energy alongside Mr. Eagle there is fantastic as well. I think you're crushing it. We're proud of you.
I appreciate it. I appreciate you guys very much. I learned a lot from y'all, so I try and take some of your guys' fun and energy and banter with me as well.
Yeah, I see Ash Jade just still going. It's a good one. You should continue to do that, especially because we can learn more about one of the greatest of all time. And all I need you to do is go to keepmynetworks.com, and maybe you can continue to watch ball. You're the man, ladies.
You post it from the sauna next time. Do it from the sauna.
194 in there, bro.
Yeah, love it. Love it.
That's really hot.
I do. I got the red light in the sauna and cold every day. I love it. That sauna is no joke.
I don't red light. I got the rocks. The rocks where I'm tossing.
No, I don't do the red light. I don't do infrared. I do real sauna with you. I'm with you. I'm not an infrared guy.
They said my inside's getting better. Oh, you do red light after the sauna.
The AQ face thing, yeah.
Yeah.
You still doing that? Looks like it.
Yeah. I'm doing it. I got the tower now. I got the tower.
Oh, wow.
Just walking
there naked?
Full body, stand there naked, 10 minutes each side.
Oh.
Hold on. So what's happening?
Visual.
You put your arms out like that, like you're Jesus?
Like
How
a
do you
spray
do it?
tan? Are you staying there for 10 minutes?
Oh, yeah.
And then you turn?
Your shoulders got to be so tired.
And it's
You don't stand. Why do you stand there with your arms out?
You spread your feet.
Oh, God.
Make sure they get that.
You never know, man, ladies and gentlemen. JJ Watt.
Yeah,